Hi guys, and welcome back to Adventures in the Schoolhouse. We have another fun summer craft for you today, and we're so excited to share our artist of the week, Henri Matisse, and his beloved scissors. So today we're going to recreate a fun summer scene that is inspired by Henri Matisse. We're going to create coral and fun shapes, bright colors, as he's the master of color, and do an oceanscape. So we're excited to share this with you today. We have just read Henri's Scissors, a beautiful story about Henri Matisse. And if you haven't checked it out yet, please check out our read aloud video so you can take that adventure with us before we do a Henri Matisse inspired craft. So I highly recommend reading this book or watching our read aloud. And I also love this book. This is another amazing book. It's called Meet the Artist, Henri Matisse. And I just love this because it's a fun interactive book. I'll just show you a couple pages with flaps. So all kinds of fun surprises in here. Takes you through the artist's entire life. Love these flaps. How fun is this, right? And you get to learn about the master of color, the one and only Henri Matisse. And when he was very ill, he went to the south of France and he had a seaside window view. And this is what we're going to be working on today. This is his seaside window view, and he was able to look out the window and smell the fresh salt air, the seaside air, and use scissors to create all this amazing art. And this was later in his life when he was very sick and in bed. So that's what we're gonna recreate today in his honor. And I just love this book. So if you have an opportunity, please check this book out as well. And again, it's Meet the Artist, Henri Matisse. All right, so today we are going to dive in and recreate a little seaside lesson in honor of summer. And we are going to do that with just some simple supplies at home that we all have. And I'm going to show the supplies here. So we've got scissors. Everybody's got that at home. Some glue, Elmer's glue or a glue stick will work just fine. An assortment of colored paper. And I picked out bright summer fun colors because, again, Matisse was the master of color. And what better way than to celebrate with bright construction paper. If for some reason you don't have construction paper at home, trying to avoid having people make trips to the store, then what you can do is you can do what Matisse did when he was sick in bed. And he actually had his assistants make gouache. And gouache is a homemade watercolor that you can make at home. If you have watercolors ready to go, you can use those. And you can just take blank paper, so blank white paper or blank white construction paper, and you can either make your own gouache, or if you have paint watercolors already ready to go, you can go ahead and paint your white paper and then cut the shapes out. So I can show you how that is done. So here's just an example of how you can make colored construction paper at home. And can you see my water bottle right here? I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little water because it's pretty thick and opaque. We definitely want it to be opaque, but I'm just thinning it out a bit. So we're not gonna make that today. We're gonna use colored construction paper, or you can make your own colored construction paper like so. This is just to give you an example, okay? With a little paint and a brush and some water to dilute it down. All right, so let's jump into this lesson. I'm gonna set this aside, and I'm just gonna take this white construction paper and have it be our backdrop. So we wanna create an ocean scene, just like when Henri Matisse was sick in bed and he would open the window and he would smell that salt air and hear the seagulls and be able to, just tap into that ocean life in the south of France. We're gonna recreate this here. So white paper, and you could either take a blue crayon if you'd like and take off the paper and have your child, this is great fine motor guys, we're working on fine motor here, have your child just go through here and create like a blue ocean background, okay? If you happen to have large scale blue construction paper that you'd like to use at home, certainly do that. So this is what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna create coral like this. And shapes, he used lots of coral, different bright colors, and shapes like stars, such as starfish, right? So we have stars, circles, hearts. I'm going to turn to that. So a little lesson in shapes as well. He would incorporate birds. Here's some hearts, some circles, stars, different shapes. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. And there's a couple ways of doing it. You can take your paper like this, fold it in half, and this is called hot dog. So this is vertical, right? So portrait, landscape, so hot dog, hamburger. So we can fold it like so, and we can take our scissors, and we're just gonna make some coral. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we're just gonna have you zoom in so we can see how this is done. We're just taking our scissors and we're making a shape of coral. So like this. So we have positive and negative space. When I open it up, it's like a large piece of coral. So that's a technique with folding. You don't have to fold though. You can do one kind of like a hand. Like that. You don't have to be perfect, guys. All right, guys, so we have the negative and the positive space. Does everybody see that? And you can make as many or as few as you'd like. We're gonna do a circle here. And this is great, again, scissor practice, fine motor for little hands. All right, we've got a circle we're gonna put down. And now we've got all these shapes. We've got negative and positive space, and then it's up to you as to how you want to arrange it. So let's look at this. Here's one way. We've got our seaweed, right? Well, it could either be seaweed or coral. And lots of little smaller pieces of coral. And then we've got this, and we've got our shapes right here, a circle and a star. This almost looks like a flower or butterfly. So now we're gonna just start arranging them, figure out where we wanna place them, and then glue them down with a little bit of glue. All right, guys, this could be one way of arranging your cutouts and incorporating both negative and positive space, and then talking about that with your child. And then we're gonna do a different way. So this is dot, dot, not a lot right here. And I just love not throwing away the scraps. This might look like trash to some people. It's not trash. This is how Matisse made his art. All right. And then again, for little ones that are learning shapes, cutting out circles, we'll just put that in the center. Gonna do dot, dot, not a lot right here. And I actually like not gluing it all the way down and having this poke up a bit, because these fingers of the coral are kind of fun to have actually lift off the page. It adds dimension, and I think it makes it look more lifelike and more realistic. So certainly you can glue them down flush and flat, or you can have them lift off the page. In fact, I was trying to bend the little fingers, or the arms, if you will, of the coral to purposely lift them up, because I think that that looks really cool. So here's a little sea star right here. And I do have a super fun sea star lesson on our website. You just visit us at www.adventuresintheschoolhouse.com, and under sea stars, we have a puffy sea star recipe craft that you can do at home with your kids as well. And there is a fun downloadable lesson all about Henri Matisse and his amazing life and his amazing art. And so this is kind of what it will look like. This is an example of some corals, using some shapes, some negative and positive space, using some stars and circles. Or you can do a version like this, where you have some seaweed growing and some negative and positive space, some triangles, some stars, some hearts, some circles, and even a bird perhaps, like a little abstract bird that Matisse may have seen flying out when he was looking out his window. So feel free, like I said, to dive into our Henri Matisse mini lesson. It's on our website under Artist Study Henri Matisse, www.adventuresintheschoolhouse.com, and come join our adventure.